Hey guys, so tonight I thought I'd just do a really simple short tutorial on how to enhance some of the colors in your photographs without going overboard. I know sometimes when I get into Photoshop after I've done a big shoot and the first thing I want to do is just go crazy with all these different tones and just make it really colorful, and sometimes I'll sit there editing for hours and then I'll come away from it and then I'll look at the image again and I'll be like, oh wow, that looks really bad, or that looks horrible. So this is really just about using a few small techniques and just a few tips on how to keep it kind of natural, especially if you've got a base image that you're really happy with and you don't want to do too much to it, because I know it's so tempting once you get into Photoshop. And so yeah, I just want to first start off with this image here. So I'm really happy with the base image of this. This is actually a photo that I took a few months ago, but I'm just going to go through what I actually did to it, because I didn't really do that much. Just a few tweaks with the tones and just a little bit, I think, with lighting as well, but not too much because I was really happy with the base image. So I'm just going to flatten this just so I'm not confusing you guys with heaps of layers. And I just really want to extract a few of the tones that are already there and just make them a little bit more vibrant and just enhance them that little bit more. So the first thing I'm going to use is Selective Color, and I think I've mentioned this in all my videos so far, but Selective Color, curves, levels, I love these tools because they're just so powerful with what they can do and how they can change a photograph. So I'm just going to go into Selective Color, and like I said, previous tutorials, whites, neutrals, blacks are really what I focus on, and that's not going to give me anything probably too crazy with different toning, because these, you can really bring those colors out a little bit more, but I just want to keep it natural today. So with the whites, I'm going to move that up a little bit, and sometimes it's just a matter of experimenting and seeing what looks good, and it might take a while, it might not. Sometimes on the odd occasion you kind of get it right, first couple of goes and it's like yes, and sometimes not. So neutrals, I think just want to make it a little bit different. 555, and then blacks. Always helps when you're really happy with the base image and you feel like you don't need to do that much to it, because sometimes you get photos like that and it's great, and then sometimes you just don't and you feel like it's a good shot still, but there might need to be a little bit of correction, with skin tones and all the rest of it. So I think that's pretty much all I'm going to do. It's a little bit heavy though, so I'm just going to bring that down a bit. So if you're happy with the toning that you kind of come up with, colors I should say, that you come up with, you can always just move the opacity down on that adjustment layer just a little bit if you want it to be less noticeable. So I'm going to move that down to 41. So that's made just a really slight difference, and that's kind of all I want at the moment. But we're just going to go to curves and play around a little bit. So I don't want to change the lighting too much because I am really happy with it. Right, just a little bit of a change. Okay, and we might go through some of the other channels. So red, sometimes these can dramatically change a photograph, so I don't want to tweak them too much. Okay, I'm kind of half remembering how I did this from when I edited this photograph and going by notes again, so sorry if I'm a little bit slow at times. Okay. And it's probably a little bit too much. I don't really want a lot of green in there. I think it's going to just ruin it actually. And then blue. So I think I want, you know, like I wanted with this photograph to get a little bit of blue in there and kind of match the background, and her hair's quite, it's got that sort of blue-grey look to it, so I really wanted that to stand out, and plus her eyes are blue, so, yeah, I think that's pretty much it for curves, and then I think we'll just get the levels tool just to give it a little bit more contrast. So that'll do. And now I'm going to get a solid color, but I would sort of caution with the colors that you choose, if you're really just trying to do things naturally, don't pick any, like, or try not to pick any really out there colors, because that will make it a little bit harder to make it natural, I guess, or make it look natural. I mean, you can do that if you like, but it just might make it a little bit harder to do that. So I think I'll probably choose something like that for the moment, and make that hard light, and just going by my notes again. It's hard when you're trying to do an image that you've already edited. I mean, like, usually I would do this on a new image, or sometimes that would be easier, but because I've had a few requests to do this image and show what I've actually done to it, yeah, it makes it a little bit harder, but that's okay. Okay, so I'll do another selective color. So as you can see, it really hasn't changed that much. I'm just making really minor adjustments that I'm happy with, and then kind of leaving them alone. So let's get a selective color up again, and we'll stick to the reds because the skin tones are a little bit too strong just at the moment. Okay, and the yellow might bring down a bit too. And that's pretty much good, I think. And then we'll get another solid color. As I said in my one of my previous tutorials, I do like to get a bit of a yellow, nice golden yellow sometimes, or a, you know, something in that spectrum where it can kind of neutralize the skin tone a little bit and just give it, I don't know, a little bit more of a tone. Okay, so 40. Okay, so I think sort of stick to an orangey yellow for this. I think it was a kind of an orangey yellow color that I used. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Okay, and then we'll change that to, usually I pick overlay, although that's very strong, so we're going to have to move that right down to around 6. So it hasn't made a huge difference, but it's just kind of neutralized that skin tone, not made it look so pink. Probably just going to move that down even a little bit more to about 4%, just so it gives it something. And the levels, I don't know, I think I might just move that down a little bit just to soften it a little bit. Okay, and I think I'm pretty much happy with that. I might just brighten it up just a little bit. Okay, and now we're going to have a look at the original image. So that's the original, and that's what it looks like now. So original, and that's what it looks like now, and I'll just zoom in a little bit to original, and that's what it looks like now. So we really haven't done that much to the image. I know there looks to be quite a few adjustment layers, but sometimes when I get the right tones with a certain adjustment layer, I kind of don't want to touch that again, just in case, you know, that sort of saves me from writing everything down and making sure that I've got the right numbers and everything like that. So I just kind of leave the adjustment layer, and if I have to change it, then I make a new adjustment layer. I just find it easier that way. But yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. It's just really a simple tutorial on how to kind of get some nice tones into your images without going overboard and just adding small enhancements. But yeah, if you guys want to see more tutorials like this one, definitely let me know, and I will see you next time. Thanks again for watching.